So let's talk about making $100 million. And this is not to be taken as financial or investment advice. Let me just get that disclaimer out the window. And I've never made $100 million or $1 million. So, this is just a layman's perspective, and just my thoughts, because I've never done this. I'm giving this. This is purely theoretical. But what I do know and what I do think is that to make $100 million, you gotta first of all become $100 million person. And I credit uh, the business coach Joel Kaplan for kind of giving the framework for this, because in some of the stuff that he teaches, he says that to make $1 million, you gotta become a $1 million person. And that tracks, right? Like if you're gonna go out there and build $1 million business, it kind of stands to reason you gotta become $1 million person, which is somebody that's capable of building $1 million business. And I just extrapolated that logic right out, and so I said, well, if you're gonna go out there and build $100 million business, you gotta. It stands to reason you gotta learn how to. You gotta become $100 million person first. So what does this really look like? Let's try to kind of build $100 million person as quickly as we can. Just kind of put a framework around for that. Um, a theoretical framework, because like I said, I've never actually done this, so this is just my random thoughts, just kind of putting it out there. $100 million person needs a lot of skills, and one of them is obviously he needs to be able to operate at a very high level and not be distracted. Like, he cannot be running off for the weekend and getting super drunk and then not able to turn up for work on Monday. He cannot go get involved with some needless drama around the neighborhood, and now he's not able to focus and execute. He cannot be spending half his time on entertainment and out partying and clubbing. Just living a very focused life. So that would be like skill number one. You gotta be extremely focused, more focused than 99.9% of people on the planet. That's if you're gonna become $100 million person. Because I also looked at the numbers. There ain't too many people that got a net worth of $100 million or more. That's what they call a centimillionaire, $100 million net worth. There's only around like 30,000 of these people on the books, but that's the official books. That's probably the people that have done it kind of legitimately, building up their own businesses. You're gonna find some crooks in there for sure. Of course, it happens. You're gonna find some hoodlums in there for sure that have done it the wrong way, stole from people, armed robberies, dealing drugs, gangsters. There's this kind of thing. But there's gonna be a whole lot more of those that ain't even counted in the official numbers. So if you were to count the official numbers, you might have to add, you might double the actual figure. But whichever way you cut it, when you look at the legit people that have actually done that in a clean way, legal, ethical way, building their own businesses, gotten them to $100 million net worth, it's not too many people. The official number is around 30,000 people, which is not that much. And what does it say for us as a species, for humanity, that we've only managed to get just 30,000 people around the world that have actually contributed in business on a scale big enough to be able to get to $100 million in the kind of business that they've been able to contribute and build in society? It probably means we have a lot of catching up to do. And maybe you're gonna be one of them. You're gonna be the next one of the new $100 million people, because you're gonna get a crazy good idea and implement and actually build a lot of value in society that contributes more than $100 million in value. But you're gonna need to be very disciplined, more so than just about anybody in your life that you've ever run into. Uh, Number two, and this is the bad news. You're gonna need to have a nearly infinite capacity for pain, because I'm gonna tell you it's gonna be painful, right? Like, you're gonna have, if you're gonna build $100 million business, you're gonna have customers cussing at you. You're gonna have prospective customers chewing you out and telling you never to call them again. As you go out there to pitch your idea, you're gonna have people slamming doors in your face and things like that. So, and then there are gonna be the empty nights when you're just slaving away and you're not even at the party that you would like to ideally be, and that maybe your friend invited you to, but because you know you got so much work that needs to be done by Monday, you literally can't spare a moment. And so you're out there working late night at 3 a.m. and you can kind of hear, the music from the club and the party, and you just wish you could, you could go over there and drop the work, but for your vision, you really can't. So you're gonna need to have a really high capacity for paying. That's probably number two. And then number three, you do need some skills in sales, and in particular in cold calling, being able to knock on doors, whether you're actually knocking door to door, or you're doing it on the phone, or doing it through DMs, or however you're trying to get sales. That's another big skill that you're gonna need to have, is being able to cold call, being able to push your idea. And then skill number four, as $100 million person, is you're gonna need to be able to build a personal brand. It's one thing to be able to push your product or push your service by cold calling or knocking on doors. That's great. That might get you to like a couple $1 million a year, and that's good. But that ain't 100 mil. That ain't 100 mil. So if you gotta build $100 million business, guys, that's crazy. It's gonna require much more than just knocking on doors, which is great, but that gets you only so far. So you're gonna need to be able to actually build a bigger personal brand. Like, look at what Mr. Beast has done. He's built something where a lot of people on the internet know who he is, and so when he launches a product, he can actually quickly get it to like $100 million annual revenue. Like, you're gonna need to have that ability to get a lot of brand recognition for your personal brand, so that when you launch whatever you're launching, uh, it can actually scale up to that level of demand. And so I've actually just given you four of the most important attributes and elements of $100 million person right there. There's probably a lot more, but I don't know if many of them are gonna be more important than these four. I mean, there's gonna be some that are super important, but for sure these four are four of the key attributes of $100 million person. And so I would encourage you, like, actually go and study some books, figure out, how do I learn about personal brand? What are the most important skills in cold calling in sales? What are the most important skills in being able to endure pain, being somebody that can take a lot of pain and really last for the long term in business? What are the disciplines that I can do to live a very focused life, where I'm not wasting time, where I'm not getting distracted, where I'm living a focused life, where I can actually get all my work and execute on my work and get everything done? Like, look at like these four skills, these four attributes, and study them, and hopefully they can make you $100 million person.